Is your legato phrasing not as smooth as you would like it to be? Do your hammers and pull-offs lack the flow and connectivity that you would like to hear? Well, I've got a practice tweak for you in this video that should help you to fix that in no time at all. Let's check it out. The idea I'm going to present here is not necessarily an original one by any means, but it is actually based on the observations after many, many years of teaching. I'm getting the impression that there's not a lot of attention being paid to the sound being produced as much as there is to fret numbers and fingers. They're concentrating on fret numbers and fingers, and they're kind of losing sight over the overall picture, which is actually making music. Now, it seems like a cliche thing to say, but even if you're playing an exercise, you should be making each note musical. You should be making each note as clear as possible, communicating the sound that you wish to produce when you're actually performing. So the tweak that I referred to in the intro is actually quite simple. When you start off, just start to play the phrase that you have in mind, and I'm just going to make up a phrase here. The phrase itself is not important. You can do this with anything that you are currently working on. Let's say it was something like that. What I'm going to do when I first start is listen to each note separately. Be very deliberate with each note. Now, when I played those notes, I wasn't saying anything. I didn't speak out loud. It's because everything that's going on is actually going on in my head. What I'm doing is I'm listening to each note and giving it an individual and invisible check mark every time I'm hearing exactly what I want to hear. So when I pick this first note, am I hearing what I want to hear? Did the note come out clear? Yes. Now that the legato is going to kick in, I'm not going to be doing as much picking. The hammer-ons and pull-offs are going to start to take over. One thing I'm looking for is evenness in the volume of the notes. I don't want my picked notes to jump out as being super loud, because that's going to kind of kill the legato sound. And I'll start with just a few notes like that. And all I'm really asking, am I getting across to the listener what I want to get across? So I'm not concerned as much with the actual notes, although I am, because I want to play the correct note. But I'm also concerned with, am I delivering those notes in a way that makes my legato shine? Now that I've gone to a new string, I'm also asking myself, did I cut the note off from the previous string? Did it ring into the new note? Or am I really handing it over like a baton to the next note? Because that's what I want. I want one note to be handed off to the next, like a quick exchange, as opposed to the two notes ringing together like this. Right, we don't want that. Because if I've accomplished that, then I'm ready to continue. Now there I heard a little something I didn't like. And notice how slow and deliberately I'm doing this at first. When you get started with this on any given practice day, is to remind your muscle memory, remind your hands, and therefore your ears, what it is that you want to accomplish with this. If you keep doing this, it will get faster. If you keep doing this, you're going to maintain that clarity and that richness of each note as you go. The idea is to grasp it. As Billy Sheehan once said, you can't run with the ball until you've caught it. So really that's what you're doing when you're warming up your legato phrasing, is you're learning to catch the ball again, a little bit every day. See, right there, I heard an open string I didn't care for. So the basic idea is take these things slow enough to be able to line your ears up with your fingers. A lot of players, what they do is they watch their fingers flap around, they've memorized fret numbers, but they're not really engaging their ears in the process. And at the end of a week of practice, or however long, maybe a month, and I get to hear them again, and I realize that there's notes that are being missed. Some notes are louder than others, they're probably the picked notes, and just generally not as legato, as smooth and connected as the name implies. So generally speaking, I'm saying that this is more to do with your practice than anything wrong with your hand or your amp or your guitar. It really comes down to proceeding to the next note when you've heard exactly what you want to hear with the current note. The good news is it doesn't take long to get a grasp of it and then start to level up and start to speed up. And also, this sticks. If you do this enough, it sticks. It sticks when you go to play and perform and improvise outside of the practice scenario. If you have similar issues with your legato, by all means give some of these ideas a try and let them sink in for a while. Let me know how it goes in the comments, and I've got lots more coming, so like and subscribe.